What's up, guys? On this week's show, Supersonic.
And first name Scooby, middle name Doobie, last name Do?
All that and more on this episode
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, mikecsquared. And with me are my co-hosts, Sexy Lexi.
Hey.
And DJ Melly Mel.
Little girl, that's some fight words.
Before we get started, I want to let you know, if you enjoy the show, tell some friends about us. Share us on your social media, whatever you choose to do. Just know that you're helping us let others know about the best damn podcast they probably never heard of. Now, if you want to talk to us, the show is on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. So you can get a hold of our resident DJ Melly Mel at Froggy Beaver. Sexy Lexi.
Yes.
What you been doing?
Mind you, it's been 2 weeks since we've been here.
Yeah.
So
you've probably done a lot? Question mark?
The adventures.
Question mark.
The adventures we have had in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, got you. I took a trip to Philadelphia. It was really nice. And accidentally ended up in New Jersey.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Wrong turn.
I feel like that's a few wrong turns.
Nope,
like,
it was
No,
only
it
one.
was legitimately one wrong turn.
So
And
when you come out of Philly, there's one bridge and it connects you straight into New Jersey. And T-Money turned one
it's
road
the
too
Benjamin
soon.
Franklin Bridge.
Turned one road too soon.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was
I was
like,
like,
all right,
what did I just say?
Too soon.
He turned one road too soon.
Sure.
And we ended up on the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. And
Yep.
crossing the Delaware, and all of a sudden it said, bam, welcome to New Jersey.
So I'm guessing nobody was Google Maps and none of this
Oh,
shit?
no, we had the Google map. That was the thing.
Oh, so y'all immediately knew that you had
Yeah.
done wrong.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and he was trying to avoid this turn because
It's a one way.
getting into New Jersey from Philly is just the one turn, so it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But getting back out of New Jersey
like a
into
whole
Philly,
hour.
you have to go all the way around.
Yeah, you have to loop all the way around and then come back. You can't just go back.
Right.
Turn back around.
So, Philly. Fun.
Philly was fun. Also tried a Philly cheesesteak. Yep. What else did I do?
Where did we go?
Where did we go?
On the last day we were there.
Oh, we went to Edgar Allan Poe's house. Like, actually in it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was there, what is it, like a crow and a stair floorboard or something, or beating heart or some
I would
shit?
say you're talking the Telltale Heart and the
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah.
Two separate stories.
Okay.
But
Whatever.
But they had
yes, they were.
Okay.
they had, like, glimpses of that there. It was
Okay.
really cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Went there. And we walked around a lot.
Nice.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
8
Got
miles
blisters on my
on her feet.
feet.
Not your
And I had to walk
not your
all the way
fingers.
back like that.
Yeah.
Blood was just,
Ugh.
It wasn't that bad.
Ugh.
it was bad.
It's a little bit, but
No, it
not
wasn't.
like gushing.
Y'all can't get no scooters? Or like a Uber or something? Where'd y'all park the car?
So
8 miles away.
T-Money found us this free parking area
Oh, shit.
underneath the bridge,
Mhm.
and he wanted to make sure that we parked specifically in a place where we
It's
were
by
not going
Warm
to get
Daddies.
towed.
Sure.
Yeah, there was a big billboard that said
Warm
Warm
Daddies.
Daddies. I don't know.
That's
It was
how I-
under some bridge.
Yeah.
It looked kind of shady.
So on our way
All right.
back, we were like, look for warm daddies.
Right, if you see warm daddies, you know,
Yeah.
get close. Get warmer.
But I get, like, parking in Philadelphia is horrible.
Uh-huh.
Traffic
Yeah.
in Philadelphia is horrible.
The streets and the crosswalks are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It'll
you...
be like this, and it'll be like this, and you'll be like this, and it'll be like this. It's just weird.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
like
not an
you-
exaggeration.
Sounds like an
No, it's
abstract
real.
pain.
Like, you gotta, like, zigzag through the roads.
It was like 10 times worse than Chicago. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, Chicago's rough.
And
Yeah.
then we went, I walked up the rocky stairs.
Nice.
Because my blisters.
Did you, like, jump up and down and say I did it?
I did.
No, okay.
I did.
I
like
did.
this.
All right.
She kind of like waved her
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
And
Because that was kind of
that was it.
sore.
Did you jump and freeze in midair and then fade to black?
No, I feel like I'm not that extreme.
Okay. All right.
But it was still pretty cool to do.
Nice. I don't need shit. It's only your 2 weeks is better than mine with just that. I'm like, mine is very lackluster in comparison. But I know that Mel was with you.
I was.
As well in Philly.
Yep. T-Money and I were together.
What you been doing?
And I also walked the 4 miles from where we parked all the way to the Rocky Stairs.
4.
It was 4 from where we parked to the stairs, and then 4 back.
Oh.
So that's 8.
Okay.
Oh, see, yeah, I thought it was like 16
No,
total.
no.
I thought it was like
Oh
8.
my
God, I would
both
have
ways.
died.
I probably should have classed
Yeah.
like that.
Lexi's gonna be that old grandparent that like exaggerates all her stories. We walked uphill both miles. Or
No, we really did
20
walk
miles both
uphill,
ways.
and it was crazy.
It's like, how does you walk uphill both ways? Like,
It's a
what?
hill one way and a hill the other. No, I mean,
I'd be that
we
person.
also got to see the Liberty Bell. That was pretty exciting.
Oh, I
Nice.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
There,
The national park, the National Historic Park.
yep, there was a Independence Hall sits on a national historic park, and there's like a excavation of an old president's house, and
Which one?
I think they said Washington's.
George? I don't wait. Is there another Washington
Oh.
president? Yeah.
No.
It would have to be George. Yeah.
No,
No. Albert Washington,
Albert Washington.
the famous second president of the United States.
that nobody knows.
Right.
No, it was real cool. You could you were above ground, and you looked down and you saw where they had dug out this house, and the Liberty Bell was right next to it. And then I ran up the Rocky Stairs in 1 minute and 8 seconds. I was very proud of myself for that.
She passed
For
me
those
up.
of you who don't know or have never seen the movie Rocky, there are 5. Basically, it's 5 flights. So you have a flight, and then a small landing, and then a flight, and then another small landing 5 times. I didn't count how many steps there were, but I was just more excited that I got to climb them because Rocky is one of my all-time favorite movies, and T-Money as well. So that was really cool. He beat us up there. He did it in 45 seconds. And then I was right behind him. And then Sexy Lexi comes staggering up about 1.5 minutes after. So she's like, yeah, no, I'm not running. There is an actual statue.
To be fair, she's shorter, so
Yeah, it
she
is
has
true.
to take more steps.
Yeah, but I
per
carry
one
more
of
weight
yours.
than she does.
Okay, well maybe it balances.
I also
out
had
then.
blisters.
Oh, yep. Her feet were bleeding. So
Yeah.
Her
I was
heels
not.
were bleeding. She was okay.
No, I was not. I was in pain the whole entire time.
You made it to here, so you're good. There is a statue of Rocky next to the museum and the stairs.
I was curious. That's really
It's
there?
really
then?
there.
Okay.
It's not-
Yeah,
It's not
really
on the
there.
steps.
It's not
but,
on the steps.
yeah.
No, it's kind of off to the side, but it is right there.
Still though,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's legit.
I have pictures if any of our listeners care to see. I'm not
Hell
just,
yeah! Send me that shit. I'll post
not-
it on the Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna
I have
contain them
pictures,
for
too.
myself. Sexy Lexi has lots of pictures, so we can stop, collaborate, and post those.
Fun fact about Philly, they have their own Statue of Liberty.
They do. We were driving into Philadelphia, and on the outskirts, in like the mountains, there's a Statue of Liberty in the middle of the Delaware River. So that was kind of interesting. It looked shorter
was
than
just-
the original.
Yeah, but it's still pretty cool.
But
They're
it was
like,
cool to
nah,
see.
We're not traveling all the way to New York.
So something else really cool happened since I have been on the show. While we were in Philadelphia, T-Money so totally surprised me and proposed.
You got to wait. You got to tell them the setup. You got
I
to
was
tell them
getting
the
there.
setup.
I was getting there. So we just finished climbing the stairs, and we were exhausted. We'd been driving all night, so I was like ready to go back to the hotel, find some food, and crash. And he's like, "Okay, well, let's go get some pictures by the Rocky statue." Well, there was 9 million people around the damn statue, so we couldn't get right next to it. So we got just outside of it, which was cool enough. He, got down in cool camera angles and like got me in with the statue, so that was neat. And he leans over to me and he moves my white earmuffs that I had on, which I didn't plan to wear, but it was like 10 degrees. And I'm bundled up in my brown jacket, which ironically fits perfectly as well. And he kind of moves my earmuffs and he's like, "What are you doing for the next 40 or 50 years? And I said, "I don't know why." He's like, "Well, because I was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much."
Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome.
It's like verbatim from
yes,
the movie.
I was going to say
so-
that is that when
even down to the earmuffs, and she's got.
I know.
a
When you
brown
said the
jacket,
earmuffs, I
and
was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, that is uncanny. That is like legit that scene from the movie.
Yeah, I knew nothing about him proposing.
Me neither.
Sexy Lexi didn't know. He
upset.
got the ring as we were walking to the steps. So he kind of like improvised on a ring, but it's absolutely perfect. And I love it. It's like a tree of life kind of ring. And so for those of you that don't know, tree of life like represents growth and prosperity. There's, several different meanings of it, but the way that it was presented, it's like, I want to grow with you. We're going to have, prosperous future and whatnot. It was very cool. I'm still like gleaming. I show everybody who I know who hasn't actually seen it in person because the pictures don't do it justice in my eyes. We have sat down and started planning our wedding, and we have, I would say 80% of it already done. We've been engaged for 2 weeks now, and I already know, our venue. I know how much our cakes are going to cost. I know what dresses I want for our bridesmaids. I know what our groomsmen are going to be wearing. I know what I want to wear. Everybody's like, wow, you plan really quickly. Yeah, I do. But in all fairness, I've been planning for like a year. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, girls have always got some kind of something in the back of their head when it comes to that kind of thing. It's like, oh, yeah, and I want to walk out to this song, and it's got to be this hue of color of my roses, and yeah.
No roses.
No.
What do I look like?
And I want 2 doves to do a figure 8 in the sky together.
Nah, not that traditional.
No?
I'm wearing a blue dress, for God's sakes.
Okay.
But whatever. I mean, what about you? What have you been doing?
Nothing as cool as that. I can tell you that much. I didn't get engaged. I didn't go to Philly. I'm gonna kill my dog if he doesn't start barking.
He wants to tell what he's been doing.
Right, I know.
He said, "Dad, you're not doing a good job."
I took him to the groomer today, so he's got a fresh cut and he's all extra soft, I guess. No, my week,
2 weeks?
Pretty no, because I did do an episode, but I didn't get to do a regular episode. I just did a movie review. But no, we talked about we had done that week, and it wasn't nothing major. No, the only thing that's happened of note with me is that I finally got my membership figured out at my gym.
Cool.
That's all I got. They charged me for a double membership after I canceled it and went down to a single. They were supposed to give me my money back. They were supposed to write me a check. They never did. And then a few weeks later, I finally got a hold of the owner, who then said that he could credit my account if I wanted, or I have to wait 30 days to get a check from corporate, which I'm like, why can't you just write me a check and you wait 30 days to get a check from corporate? But I'm like, whatever. I was like, sure. I'm like, I'm not canceling my membership next month, so go ahead and just credit my account. But currently, my bill used to be $60 for 2 people, and then it went down to $35 once I went to a single. But they're making some kind of thing called the home gym. And basically, if I opt into it, my bill will be $5 less than what it is currently. So it'll go down to $29 instead of $35. But can you only go to one? But I can only go to the Snap Fitness in Clio, which is fine because I'm like, I live in Clio. I don't travel the country. So it's like, I'm not like in Vegas, like, man, I hope they got a Snap Fitness out here so I can use it. Like, damn, if I only hadn't And he said that if I ever needed to change it back to a regular membership, that I could do it over the phone and it would be fine. So it doesn't have to be a thing of, I gotta be, right. I'm stuck there now. So yeah, that's my that was my week. So far. And I'm enjoying my vacation so far. I'm on vacation right now.
You're on vacation again?
Yeah, yep. And I'll be on another one again in January. 1.5, maybe even 2. Depending on how many hours I got to eat up, yeah. And February, too.
Make sure you save some of that vacation for 2021. Or accrue more by then.
No. See, I have to use this up. This is all a 2019 vacation. I ain't even dipped into 2020 yet. So, yeah, it's going to be a thing. Yeah. It always ends up this way every year. Towards the tail end of the year, I haven't taken any time off throughout the summer and spring. So I always end up having to use up a bunch of time.
Next year, you should take some time off, and you and Amber can come up with us.
I would like to. I would
think
like
you
to.
should.
I need to because that's rough.
You can come vacay
No.
with us this
Yeah,
summer.
Yeah. Now I can go get on the Rocky Steps.
Oh, yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
You got this. I'll
Okay.
race you.
Right. Right, with your bloody feet. She's gonna be like the Joker. She's gonna be had just bloody footprints just leading up the
Right.
steps. All right, moving on.
Congratulations, DJ Melly Mel. I hope you and T Money have a long, happy life together. Unless T Money plans on taking up boxing.
Since time immemorial, the voices of the people, the common folk, if you will, have spoken truth to power in hopes to initiate some kind of change in this world. We've had the women's suffrage movement. We've had the workers' union movement. We had the civil rights movement. And now we have achieved something else we can be equally as proud of, the hashtag Fix Sonic the Hedgehog movement. I want to say right off the bat, overall, I think this is a better trailer.
I much agree. I much agree.
Yes, it's not good,
But it's better.
but it is not as cringy as the other one was.
Yes.
Mostly. There is some cringy moments in there, but we got what we asked for. We hashtag Fix Sonic. I don't know why this was not the original design from the get-go. I don't know who saw that other Sonic and was like, yes, this is what we need to go for. This is what the kids want. This weird, like, Animorphs, like, half... Because I think I made this joke
It
when we
reminded
saw the first
me...
trailer.
Do you remember... God, like 10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
They had that annoying orange thing that would like pop up all over the internet, and it was an orange, but it had like a human mouth to it.
Oh, yeah, it was the tangerine
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
know
know
what you're talking about. Yeah,
It would like bounce around and
yes.
make weird faces and shit.
Oh, you're right.
That's what the original.
Yeah, especially the teeth,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what it reminded me of, is the annoying orange. That's what it was called.
Yes. I think I made this joke when we first saw the trailer, but Lexi, you might be too young for this. Do you remember Animorphs? Did
Probably
you guys
not.
ever have those books?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, basically,
No, I don't
there
know
were
what
these
you're talking about.
stories. They were like young adult novels where, for whatever reason, kids could turn into animals. I don't know. It was like some Twilight shit where everybody was just the fucking wolf kid. I don't know. But
The wolf kid.
I think there was
Jake.
Jacob was the
Was he,
He
a
was the
wolf?
wolf.
Okay.
in the
there we go,
Twilight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just on recently, too. Anyway, on the cover of those books, they would have, like, pictures of the kid, and it would, like, be transition photos of them turning into the animal. So it'd be, like, a picture of Billy Bob, and then a wolf, and then a bunch of pictures in between showing him turning into the wolf. And that first Sonic trailer was, like, the middle face of the transformation. Like, they're not quite a hedgehog, but they're not quite a human. There's something in between, and it was just really creepy and weird, and they gave him like the real, like, super realistic teeth, and that was weird. But this at least looks like Sonic.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that makes a good movie, but it looks like Sonic now.
No, say it'll be at least visually appealing, if not anything else.
I won't have nightmares about it.
Right. Right.
Look, and honestly though, looking at it, I feel like they did change a bit more than just his design.
Oh yeah.
Because we get to see like the Green Hill Zone in this trailer, where like they have the loop-de-loops and shit and the racetrack and all that, and they actually had like the different color blocks and the grass and stuff. And I was like, I bet you money in that first version of this movie that place looked like just some weird, crazy alien shit. Like it didn't look like it did in the game, because
Probably.
I don't see the Sonic that they designed originally being in the world that's like the video game, because it don't fit with the way that they made him originally. And now with the more cartoony, you know, OG Sonic. I'm like, okay, this is the Sonic from Sega. This is the Sonic that I remember growing up playing when I was a kid. Like, this is legit now.
Sega.
Right, hashtag Sega. I mean, I another thing that I noticed too, towards the beginning of this, they have the shot where he's like looking up like in slow motion at the camera. In the first trailer, he's like on a desert street or something running, and then in this one, he's actually like in the Green Hill Zone or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like they've changed like parts of the story of the movie because people were like mad about the first offering, and they were like, shit, we got to put more of the shit from the game in there. So like put them in the game, make the game world look like that, and then make them look like real Sonic.
I think they kind of changed the guy that finds him too.
James Marsden?
Yeah. Like in the original trailer, he's in like a deputy sheriff costume or something, and then in this trailer, he's just in some normal clothes, and he doesn't.
They could have went back. He
doesn't
reshoots,
like catch him running down that giant road.
Yeah, where he was clocking
where he's
him and
sitting
all that.
with the radar gun. Yeah, thing. It just he's in normal clothes. He's not dressed like a deputy sheriff dude, Gomer Pyle guy.
Well, Sonic gets to wear a poncho and a sombrero, though. I mean, how about that, right? And he throws darts.
See the giant ball of yarn.
Yeah. I just think it's funny in that part of the trailer where he's throwing the darts at the wall, and then there's like the girl holding the beer cans, and they're all spewing out beer because the darts are all in them. I'm like, I feel like she'd have been dead. Like, she'd just been like riddled with darts and just blood spewing out of her body, but that's just me. I mean, all in all, I still think it's going to be a bad movie, but I am happy that he looks like Sonic.
Yeah. Like I said, at least it's visually appealing.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like total shit. Though, I will say this, though. Now that we have the real Sonic, we all have an obligation to at least go and see the movie. Because we can't complain that they fucked him up, and then they actually go back, fix it, and then be like, yeah, I'm still not going to watch it, though. Like, so, everybody, including me, that was bitching about the way Sonic looked, you have an obligation to go see the movie. You don't have an obligation to like it, but you got to go give it a chance because they worked hard on fixing this shit, and y'all can't be like ungrateful. Just saying. All right. This comes out still on fucking Valentine's Day. February 14th, 2020. So get your dates ready for some Sonic loving, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound
the only way that this is acceptable to take a date to is if you're like 12 and Detective Pikachu's already, you know, on Netflix and she don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I guess, man. I guess. All right. Moving on.
We did it, people. We fixed Sonic. Next up is world peace. It should be just as easy.
They thought they were being slick. Universal Pictures thought that they was being slick. They was trying they damnedest to hide that logo. Okay, so the trailer for the Invisible Man movie is 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. We do not see the Universal Pictures logo until 1 minute and 21 seconds into a 2.5 minute trailer. I didn't even know what this was or who was even making this. They showed a Blumhouse logo right at the beginning. Like, they immediately, it's like Blumhouse, and it's like, ooh, they got you. Like, ooh, Blumhouse, they make some good.
And then they got the weird,
like,
freaky tink tink sound.
Yeah, right. Like it reminded me a lot of the trailer to
Us
and Get Out.
Get Out.
It reminded me a lot of those.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, like this is finna be some weird horror movie shit. And then like over halfway into the trailer, finally it's like Universal Pictures, and it shows up and disappears like so quick. Like, I clocked it. It's on screen for like 0.5 seconds. No bullshit. Go back and watch the trailer. From 120.5 to 121 is when you see that, and by 122 is gone. And I'm like, okay. So, because they know that they left a bad taste in people's mouths with the Mummy movie. Like, this is the continuation of the Dark Universe, as we were calling it. I know that they said that they were gonna go in a different direction with the Dark Universe, and I think that this is a much better alternative. I don't want to see Dr. Jekyll and the Mummy and Wolfman in like an Avengers team up movie.
Ooh,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no.
Like, because that's where they were going. Like,
Ooh, no.
they were like building like Dr. Jekyll, Russell Crowe. He was like the Nick Fury of that shit, and he was like, "We're putting a team together," and
No.
everybody. It's just like
Team movies only work if your name is Marvel.
not necessarily. I don't believe that that's true. I think it can be done if it's done correctly.
Okay.
Because
Well,
before Avengers did it,
Universal-
nobody thought it was possible at all.
Universal and Warner Brothers are not capable of doing it.
They are, but they don't put people in charge of the shit that actually could and care about these things.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem that Star Wars is in. It's like they won't put people in charge who actually give a shit,
Mm-hmm.
and they just keep doing like agendas or like money people, and it's like,
I say, soon enough, Kevin Feige is going to be like, "Excuse me,
right? Like, just give me all
just
this
give it
shit.
to me here."
Give Batman back to Marvel.
Right.
No, they're not doing the universe thing, or maybe they are. I don't know. I do know that they said that they were going to go lower budget and they were going to rework how they were doing this.
Okay. Did you realize that this is Hollow Man 2.0?
You know, I was going to say in my notes, where is it? Okay. This looks like it could be a good sci-fi thriller. We haven't gotten one of these since the late great Hollow Man. That is verbatim what I wrote down, and I was like, thank you. And shout out to Stork from Beside a Geek. I was just talking shit to him on Twitter because I just recently found out that he likes Hollow Man
I like Hollow Man.
and Deep Blue Sea. Y'all both have a
I like Deep.
terrible taste in
Hey,
movies.
whoa, now. Oh,
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea is bullshit.
That's-
It's okay to say it.
Lexi,
It's okay. You can admit it. It's a bad movie. It's not good.
you should see the look that Mike is getting.
I'm sorry. They fight a giant shark. It's stupid.
He hasn't seen part 2.
Oh, there's a second one?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a
Oh my
second one.
God.
You know why?
No, wait, no.
Because
Isn't
the
Deep Blue
first
Sea-
one's a good one.
Isn't Deep Blue Sea the one where they like genetically enhance the Isn't he like a smart super shark?
Yeah.
See,
And part 2,
Okay. I'm not okay. The first one was good.
Okay.
The second one was not. I wasn't really a fan, but the first one is good.
okay.
I enjoy the
second
first
one is
one
a
as
little-
well.
Do you like Anaconda too?
Yeah.
It's like, do we just like bad
No,
monster
I don't-
movies with
I don't like-
washed
Like,
up rappers?
I don't like sci-fi movies that are like you can tell that it's fake.
Okay,
But like for me, like Anaconda didn't
but
really
the
look
super
fake.
smart shark. and
Okay, I
the-
said I didn't.
Okay,
I wasn't a
alright.
fan of that one, but
Yeah.
the first one
Uh-huh.
I am a fan of.
But he was smart in the first one too, though.
Yeah, but the second one, it
The
has
second one, they
babies.
just
Oh,
they
okay.
went
so,
all
all right.
like
Oh, so they could use like weapons now. and shit.
No,
No,
like,
Sharks got like
they were like-
Uzis and
it's
shit.
another
wasn't-
super smart shark.
Uh-huh.
Sharknado is stupid.
Yeah, Sharknado's
Fair.
horrible.
Yeah.
I agree. We can meet in the middle on
Okay,
that.
so
Sharknado is stupid.
yeah.
Deep Blue Sea 2 is like in the same category as Sharknado. So it's another super smart shark,
Uh-huh.
and it is pregnant, but you don't know that it's pregnant until somebody like goes to poke at it when they've got it up in the Hoyer, and it pokes it, drops it in the water, and the impact from the water makes it give birth to like a swarm of killer baby sharks.
Okay.
And you don't actually see the killer baby sharks.
You can, yeah.
I was waiting for somebody to do
It's
it. I was
funny
like,
that
all right.
you say that because when Lexi and I were watching Deep Blue Sea 2, we were making fun of the fact that, you know, it's baby shark, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And then, like, you don't see the baby
And
sharks.
when they do the little
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
it's like
They
a person
literally,
being
because you can
eaten.
only
you
hear
just
them.
you can hear them and you just see
You
the
know?
water like
Yeah.
splashing around, but you
Like
don't
flying
actually
fish.
see anything.
Well, we can agree to disagree on Deep Blue Sea.
Okay.
That being said, though,
Jaws is my favorite though.
it,
So.
it
Jaws
is
is
the
good.
best
Yeah.
of the
The
shark,
shark movies.
yeah, killer shark movies. But yes, this reminded me a lot of Hollow Man, but I do want to do this though because I feel it's only fair. Because like I was saying with the Sonic movie, how I feel it's only fair we have to go see it because we bitched about it and they fixed it. With Universal, I feel it's only fair, and I don't do this a lot, but I feel it's only fair to give them a well-deserved slow clap. Okay, so. There you go, Universal. That's your slow clap.
That's all you get.
Y'all did better. I mean, this does look like it's going to be a fun little sci-fi movie, though. I mean, it's a simple story. Okay, it's boy meets girl. Boy is revealed to be a controlling, violent psychopath. Boy invents technology to become invisible.
Boy
fakes his own death, becomes invisible, and stalks girl with his superpowers instead of taking over the world.
Well,
Totally common story. We can all relate to it. Who hasn't been that
I
guy?
think what happens, he
right.
took out,
I have not been that
he
guy.
took out this giant policy because it said that she gets like $5 billion or something.
She gets $5 million. Well, he's rich.
Yeah. But she only gets it if she's found to be competent, not crazy.
Yes.
So if he's so controlling that he wants her out of his life and he doesn't just want to leave her, he wants to drive her freaking insane. It's really genius.
Yeah.
So not only is he invisible, he's driving her insane so she doesn't get any of the money.
But this is my thing. Unless they reveal in the movie that he can sometimes go back visible and just like be a normal dude, I don't see the point. It's like, how obsessed with this bitch are you that you're willing to be invisible for the rest of your life and do nothing else but just stalk her? It's like everything you do from now until you die, you have to do naked, because if you want to be invisible, you can't wear clothes.
Yeah, true.
So you're cold.
I would say he could put clothes, put the skins on like Kevin Bacon did, just the rubber suit.
Yeah, but why would you do that though?
I don't know.
The whole thing is he's always around her. Like every time she turns around, he's like sitting in the chair. He's like fucking with the oven and turning the heat up on the gas and all this shit and trying to burn the house down. It's like he's a crazy person. This is what he does.
Yeah, I don't know what. Why would you be so obsessed with somebody that you go through all that just to drive him crazy?
And I mean, like, how, like, what level of crazy was he? Because they show at the beginning, the girl's like packing up a bag.
So he's
she's
probably
like
abusive,
climbing over the fence and all this
shit.
shit, and like sneaking out the bed. And she's like running on the road, and she runs into her friend and gets in her car, and her friend's like, "Oh my god, what's wrong? Are you okay?"
Drive.
And this crazy motherfucker runs up to the car and like punches through the window, and it's just like trying to yank her out. And I'm like, if he was crazy like that, how does no one in your life know about the level of craziness that your relationship is? Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that was just the night he just really snapped, and maybe he was just kind of crazy before that.
Hey, I don't know.
Right,
Have you ever been with a crazy ex?
Crazy. Yeah, but not to where like they scaling fences and punching through windows to pull me out of a car.
What was the question?
if you'd ever had a crazy ex, I mean, if you're with someone controlling like that, they don't stop.
I don't have exes.
But I feel that it's a February release, tail end of February.
January.
No. This was February 28th.
Oh, I thought that was the one that was...
Nope, that's later.
Oh.
Nope, that's later.
We watched too many damn movie trailers this week, so...
I know. I was like, this whole episode is going to be... It's a...
Trailer, dumb shit, trailer.
It's a trailer
trailer extravaganza.
Trelanza? Yeah, let's go with that. It's a Trelanza.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, no, it comes out February 28th of next year. It's a lower budget movie, so I mean, honestly, it don't have to do gangbusters for it to make its money back, so I guess we'll see what happens with it.
With them having Blumhouse on there, it'll be...
Oh yeah, people will go see it just because that's what I said. They put that Blumhouse logo front and center, and they hid everything else. They was like, brought to you by Blumhouse Studios and Universal Pictures. It's like, and who? Universal Pictures. What was that? Universal. A little bit like Universal. You heard me. We made this shit. It's part of the dark universe. Just don't make a thing out of it. All right. Don't at me. All right. Moving on.
I want to be excited for the new dark universe, but we saw what happened the last time Blumhouse did a crossover. You remember what happened to Glass?
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is a show where DJ Melly Mel finds dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. You can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your host, DJ Melly Mel.
Thank you. All right, so dumb shit of the week has become things that are, I don't know, culturally acceptable, but kind of serious, but more along the lines of what the fuck.
I would say culturally unacceptable.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. Most of them. We have a lot of fashion. We have a lot of dumb people.
Butt stuff.
Speaking of butt stuff, I'm glad that you segued like that.
Okay, all right.
So this week,
okay,
I found, as I always do, dumb shit quite early this week.
Okay.
Loud fart gives away to suspect's hiding spot and then leads to arrest.
Wait, before you go into it, I thought you were going to mention this one because A-Train just showed me this on Facebook. You know how people do those stupid gender reveals where it's like, oh, we pop a balloon or hit a piñata or something,
I think that's
open
dumb.
up a fortune cookie or some silly shit, and it's like, oh, it's a girl or whatever.
You can't just be like, hey, we're having a girl.
Right, I know, right. They gotta make a game out of this shit.
Yeah.
The fucking Jigsaw from Saw and shit.
Going right out.
Right, come on.
A little Pennywise balloon.
Right, you can put that little puppet on the fucking little tricycle and shit, and his mouth opens up and the little thing comes out and it's blue and it's a boy. No.
I want to do that.
Right, I know, right, I know. Somebody's gonna hear this and do that now. You better at me so I can see when you do it. No. There was one where it was a lady. She was in a t-shirt and nothing else. She was laying on her stomach, bare ass hanging out. Okay. And she farts, and blue fart comes out her butt, and then it cuts to these girls, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a boy! It's a boy!"
How the fuck?
I don't know if it's fake or what, but when you said loud fart, I was like, "Oh my god, is this gonna be that gender reveal shit?"
No, I have to look that up now.
Suspect farted, arrested. Go.
Okay, so when tracking down a suspect, law enforcement might use a canine to track down a scent. This was not necessary for a recent arrest in Missouri.
Damn.
According to Clay,
and it stunk too.
Clay County Sheriff Office over the weekend, Liberty police were searching for a person who had a felony warrant for their arrest. The person was wanted for possession of a controlled substance. Uh-huh. The suspect hid to avoid the police, but apparently let out a fart so loud that it gave up their hiding spot.
Damn.
Gotta give props to the Liberty PD for using their senses to sniff him out.
You know what? I swear to God, man, every time you find an article about some silly shit, there's always some dumbass pun. It's like they can't help themselves. It's just like, I guess that was a slippery situation. Stop. Yeah. No. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. But can you imagine being that dude? Just think about it.
Can you imagine being that guy?
Think about it. You know that you've been selling meth or crack or some shit like that. They got a nationwide manhunt after you. Police is looking for you with sirens all over the place. You done jumped like 13 fences and shit. You done ran into this abandoned house. You hiding in an old closet with mildew and shit. There's fucking helicopters and lights and shit. And they looking for you, and there's like red dots from SWAT team lasers all over the place. And you just in there like, please don't fucking fart. Please don't fucking fart. Please. It's like I could drench him with sweat.
He probably got a cramp.
A hole in his lip. He was trying to hold his shit in so hard because
pushing his booty cheeks together.
Because I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you've been in an elevator with somebody and you got to fart. And it's just like, it's one of the ones that just come up on you out of nowhere. And it's like, shit, you got to like clench your whole lower body up to keep it in there. That poor man. I know when he go to prison and they gonna ask him, what are you in for? He go like, my ass. My stinking ass. He be like, man, how'd they get you? Motherfucking pinto beans. Got my refried beans.
Damn
got
eggs.
My ass locked up. Right. Motherfucking shit. I knew I shouldn't have that motherfucking milkshake today. Yeah, it's like the villain that gets caught at the end of an episode of Scooby Doo and shit. And he's like, and I would have got away with it too. Went for them damn
tacos.
Right, them damn chimichangas. Oh shit.
I had another article that was kind of weird. It was a like vinyl pair of underwear that's making its way around Wish and Amazon and shit.
Oh fuck!
It looks basically it's the same material as a raincoat, and you wear it as underwear. It's even see through, so it's weird as fuck. But this took the cake.
Why do you want to put your balls in like one of them clear backpacks that the kids take to school? That's what I feel like that shit
I
would
don't
be made
know.
out of.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like this weird vinyl-y. It looked like
It's
a
them
raincoat
clear
or a
purses
backpack
that,
or something.
Like, girls that work in beauty shops gotta bring to work so they don't steal shit.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I thought the fart guy was better because
that was great. Jesus Christ!
Can you imagine them cops? They're like looking for his ass, and then
Right.
like, what was that?
And just hear just ass just rip out of nowhere. Come over on the walkie. It's like, Dave, is that you? No, I got him. I think I got him.
Makes me wonder if they were close enough, like when he let it rip, if they could smell it, and then that like
I apparently so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Their senses led them to him.
Yeah,
I bet you it was a wet fart too.
probably not one that you could just hide or very quiet. It was probably one of them real loud ones.
Okay, so he was either a bigger dude or he had like one of them massive Taco Bell like you sharted farts. Because usually when farts are real loud, it's because you're like a bigger person with bigger booty cheeks and they kind of,
They
ripple
clap
a
a
bit
little.
more. Or you're like a medium or smaller size person, but your ass just explodes. So it was one of those two things. He was either real big or a smaller person. He just had a massive, just like
It didn't show
concentration of gas in his
It
stomach.
didn't show the suspect, nor did it comment on his
Oh,
size.
please do. Please, where that mugshot at? Please do.
I'm sure we could look it up. It was in.
I bet you in his mugshot, he looks like that kid from Charlie Brown that had like the little stinky lines
Big
and the
head.
flies. He's just got like flies and little lines,
yeah.
wavy lines flowing up by him. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I stink.
Well, so One Giant Leap for Geeks does not condone criminals or criminal activity, but if you're going to be a criminal, don't go eat some Taco Bell and some pinto beans and
Right.
egg salad or anything like that.
Stay away from cheese for a while.
Keep away from the broccoli.
Yeah. No asparagus.
Don't eat any grapes.
No, especially Gouda cheese. No, you
have
don't
a
want
whole
none of
list.
that. What else
Um,
makes you gassy?
If you're
bananas?
lactose intolerant, don't drink any milk.
Yeah,
I might
no.
be.
Don't eat any ice cream.
Yeah.
Bas-
Or just keep Gas X on you all the time. I mean, that's what I do. Shit.
Yeah. So, moral of the story is, I guess, don't be a felon and try to hide where somebody can hear your ass rumble. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a part of my dumb shit process, feel free to at me on Twitter. I am at FroggyBeaver. You can drop me your suggestions via email at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Stay smart, kids.
I guess you could say, whoever smelt it dealt themselves a 10-year minimum prison sentence.
What the fuck is going on with Keanu?
I don't know.
Like, legit, this is not a rhetorical question. What is going on with Keanu Reeves? Like, does he owe the IRS some money? Like, does someone have a sex tape out on him? Like, does
Could I
someone
see
he
that,
loves,
please?
like, been kidnapped and he need, like, ransom money or some shit?
I think so.
Because, like, he needs to... I'm glad he's working consistently. Again, you know, he had been gone for a while and now he's back. But... Is he
Guess
aware
who's
of the
back?
word no?
Back again. Keanu's back.
I swear. Well, I'm just like, is he aware of the word no? Like, every time I turn around, he's in something. The John Wick movies. He's popping up in that Cyberpunk game. He showed up at E3 out of nowhere. he was in that Netflix movie where they got the whole thing with him doing like this and shit. That's where that came from. There's like the Bill and Ted movie, Matrix 4. I'm just like, what? Like,
John Wick 4.
yeah, I'm like, what is going on with Keanu? Like, again, I love Keanu, so if he was in like a million movies next year, I'd watch all of them and wouldn't complain.
The Matrix 4.
Right. I said that one, but I'm just like, I don't get what the resurgence is for now. Like, is he just in bigger demand, or did he just get bored and was like, oh, I'm just gonna start doing a bunch of movies again?
Probably that. He probably has gotten into boredom because he's been in the spotlight for what, 20 years?
Yeah, longer than that. Yeah.
Longer than 30 years, probably.
Yeah, he's been doing movies since the 80s, so yeah.
So, I mean, he's probably just, hey, I'm gonna do this because I can do this.
Right. He's like, whatever. Like, I got bored of riding my motorcycle, so I'm gonna go make a movie.
Okay, so what we're alluding to is he's in the damn SpongeBob movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Which, by the way, I love everything about SpongeBob, whether it's the show or it's the movies. I mean, I think that the character and his whole little world are just fucking hilarious.
See, you and Sexy Lexi are on opposite sides of that.
You don't like SpongeBob?
She was mentioning how much she hates
do not
SpongeBob.
like SpongeBob.
Why?
I just don't. I don't find any.
She doesn't think he's funny.
I don't think he's funny.
Shots
I don't
fired.
find any appeal to it.
What?
I'm just not about it.
What cartoon do you like then?
Dora the Explorer.
Oh my god! Never mind. I forgot. Never mind. I'm sorry. You know
I just
what?
don't like SpongeBob.
No, it's okay. No, it's cool. It's
I
cool.
told her he's not for everybody. He's like the clean version of Ren and Stimpy. Or
I was gonna say he's
Beavis
like the
and
Ren and
Butthead.
Stimpy of today, or the Beavis and Butthead. Maybe like something to compare to more recent, like maybe the Ed and Eddie of today, or the
Maybe.
Dexter's
I like
Lab
Ed,
of
Ed,
today.
Eddie.
Yeah,
It's just hard to make me laugh for a cartoon.
that's fair enough. I mean, and I think some people do hit a certain age where it's like shows like that, like it doesn't have any appeal to you anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still a big ass kid, so it doesn't.
It's okay.
I
am
like
too.
She's like, it's okay. I'll forgive you.
That's okay.
She's like, it's alright.
I think it's just because we were younger. Or like,
Yeah.
we're older than Sexy Lexi.
Yeah.
And so
A little bit older.
when
Yeah.
About a couple years.
SpongeBob come out,
About a month or two, yeah.
About a
you
month
know,
or
when
two.
SpongeBob come out, it was at the peak of us watching cartoons.
Sure.
So SpongeBob kind of stretches that nostalgia again for us.
And then, like you said, that was kind of like a continuation of shows like Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy.
Sure,
after
it
they
was-
stopped making stuff like that.
yeah, it was stuff that we could actually watch and get away with.
Or even Rocko's Modern Life.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's a good one.
It's
here,
like
too.
it kind of falls on the end of that same era, and I think Sexy Lexi's generation, they were way past that.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, she still got Dora, so I mean, there's that.
You're right,
There's
still
that.
Dora.
Hey, they making movies now, so it's
Yeah,
like
it was a
hey,
really
like-
good movie.
like Dora getting that
I
money.
wouldn't see it.
we did see it.
But
Yeah, it was
can we get serious for a moment though? Like, Gary is fucking high. Like, I'm putting it out there. I know you don't like SpongeBob, so like you probably haven't watched a lot of the episodes of it. But Gary's the snail.
I have.
Okay.
Surprisingly. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like it, but you still watch it.
I have younger siblings.
Okay,
so
all right, fair. She's like, I begrudgingly
Kind of
watched
had
it.
to.
All right, fair. So, I've always had this theory that Gary was high on something. Like, either SpongeBob drugged him, or he found
His
him
food
somewhere.
that he's been eating.
Yeah. No, you probably have a point. Because
Yeah.
every time I see Gary, I know it's just this running joke that he, like, does the meow, but he's a snail. and he's just always just kind of, like, there. But he always just kind of has this, like, vacant look in his eyes to me. And I'm just like, is Gary high? Especially in this trailer, because when SpongeBob looks at him, Gary looks up at SpongeBob, and his pupils get all super big and shit, and I'm just like, Gary's fucking high. I'm like, Gary is high. Like, I feel that by the end of the movie, because the whole setup is Gary's missing, and we got to go on a road trip to go
Gary's
find
always
him.
Gary's just a
missing.
stoner who went out to get
Exactly
some food.
right. I feel like he went on a weed run and just hadn't came back yet, and SpongeBob just caught him right before he came back from his weed run. He went to go get munchie food at the
Yep.
grocery store. My biggest question, though, that I do want answered in this is, how does SpongeBob go from sounding like a regular kid to how adult SpongeBob sounds? Because you have the little flashbacks where he's at, like, camp and he first meets Gary, and he's just, like, coming out thing, and he's like, and then he falls, but he's not in the SpongeBob voice. He just sounds like a normal kid. He's like, "Hi, Gary, I'm SpongeBob," and I was just like, he just sounds like a kid. And then they cut to him as, like, older SpongeBob, and he's like, "Patrick, man. I'm just okay. I know that it's not
Maybe
quite
SpongeBob's
SpongeBob,
on
but
drugs too.
That's fair. I feel like he maybe
Yep,
bad
yep,
acid
yep,
trip one
yep.
time, and then he just never has come quite back from that.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. Fair. All right.
Gary's a stoner and SpongeBob's on acid.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but SpongeBob is a really random ass show. So I'm like, they've had a couple movies already, and so when when I saw the thumbnail for this before I actually watched it, I was like, man, what are they making a SpongeBob movie about now? But it's such a random show. You can make it about anything. So why not a road trip movie? Sure. And shout out to whoever wrote that irony joke at the end.
Yes.
I don't normally like puns, but for whatever reason, that one hit me just the right way, and that shit made me laugh so hard. Like, SpongeBob says to Patrick, he's like, "Oh, Patrick, I love your sense of irony." And then it cuts to Patrick. He's, like, ironing a sweater on an ironing board, and he throws it over his shoulder. He's like, "Oh, yes." He's like, "Thank you, SpongeBob." He's like, "I, too, love my sense of ironing." And I'm like, oh, my God.
So our live studio audience that is with us tonight, she also enjoyed the irony joke.
Okay, good.
Her
good.
and Sexy Lexi were watching the trailer, and I hear them. She's like, "Huh, that's funny. I like that." She's like, "Not the trailer, but the irony joke." And I was like,
I
okay.
normally don't like puns. I hate them with a passion. But for whatever reason, that one, I thought it was funny. I was like, you know what? I'll give it to you. Probably 2 because it's Patrick. And everything Patrick says is fucking hilarious to me.
I think Patrick's a stoner, too.
No, Patrick's just dumb. Patrick is just straight up stupid because he has that part and he's like, "Oh, bet it all on L." And he's like, "Patrick, that's a 7. He's like, 7 starts with an L? That's weird.
Everybody just turns and looks
right,
at him
you're
like,
right.
"What did you say?"
I know. I'm like, Patrick is just fucking dumb.
Yeah, Patrick's is...
Like, that's why I love him because he talks in that just, "I don't know, SpongeBob." Like,
he
just
reminds
kills
me like Eeyore.
A little bit, but Eeyore wasn't dumb.
No, Eeyore was
slow.
smart. He was just slow.
Like Eeyore.
Eeyore, I would say, is high. Eeyore was the
Could
Snoop
be.
Dogg of the Winnie the Pooh world.
Could be. Yep. I
He
could
was
go
like,
with that.
I'm always on chill, baby. Always on chill. All right, but SpongeBob comes out May 2020, so not quite a summer release, but kind of.
I think that it's going to get overshadowed.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Marvel shit.
We have a
coming out
lot
in
of
May.
Marvel coming up
Yeah.
in May, June.
Yep.
I think there's a Star Wars dropping.
Something's coming. But
Yeah.
it's counter programming, though, so people who don't have an interest in seeing the superhero movies and all that kind of stuff, they can go watch SpongeBob Sponge on the Run.
Yeah. I know what I will be watching, and it's probably not SpongeBob.
I love SpongeBob, so I will always
I don't know,
I'll be watching
SpongeBob.
porn.
No.
It's like, I know what I'll be watching, Pornhub.
Well, the way you
Definitely.
said it was
Right,
like,
right,
I know
right.
what I'm going to be watching.
Xtube or whatever else.
Fuck, I don't know.
What do people masturbate to now?
I don't know. I'm old, so...
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I don't know either.
Pornhub is Pornhub. I don't know
Right?
why you do anything else. Anyway.
That's the only one that hasn't successfully, killed off all of our phones, so...
Yet. Give it
Yet.
time.
We'll go with that.
All right. Moving on.
Hey Gary, I don't know how else to say this, but I'm gonna need you to pee in this cup.
When Mike Lowry says he'll be chasing down criminals until he's 100, I believe him.
I do, too.
He enjoys this shit way more than a non-psychopathic person should.
Well, of course, because he's Mike
Non-psychopathic.
Lowry.
Right. he puts on his good clothes to kill people in.
Yep.
Not
His
just
tight
any
pants.
not just any old bullshit. He got on nice silky smooth shirt and suit jacket and all this shit, sunglasses. It's like you don't, if you're gonna go murder a bunch of drug lords and shit, you do it in style. You don't do it.
Drive your nice car.
Yeah, you don't do it looking like a bum.
You drive your nice car recklessly.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
He just thinks he's in the Fast and Furious. That's all.
In the Batmobile.
He's
Yeah, I know. No.
trying to audition so he could push Hobbs and Shaw out. He just pick me.
He'll be the villain in the next one. See, they had Idris in this one, and Will will be in the next one.
Oh, which, by the way, side note, T-Money and I watched that this weekend.
Yeah. Was it just as stupid as it looked like it would be?
Just as bad as we thought.
Okay, all right. That's all I need to know. That's what I thought, but that's all I need to know. So, I am going to say this, though. This trailer did turn me around on the movie. I went from, why are you doing this, to, I can't believe they're doing this, but in a good way.
Right.
Not in a, I can't believe, like, why would you do this? But I can't believe that I'm actually enjoying this. Like, that's actually surprising.
And T-Money was worried that you and I would be on opposite sides for this. He's like, you're really going to like it, and Mike's going to just shit all over it.
I shitted all over the first one. I think we both did, though. Me probably more than both, because I really don't like the second Bad Boys. But no, this one kind of turned me around, because they actually had some really funny lines in this. Like, so as Sexy Lexi mentioned, that opening bit where they're in the car and Mike's doing like donuts in the street and all this crazy shit, and he says, even the Batmobile don't hold the road like this, bitch, and Marcus, I keep wanting to say his real name, Martin, but Marcus says, tight pants and fast cars don't make you Batman, Mike. And I was like, that was actually really funny. It was a quick little line, but I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I see. All right, that's funny.
This is where we're going.
And then they had another one where Mike says to Marcus, whatever happened to Bad Boys for Life? And Marcus says, it's time to be good men. And he was like, who the fuck wants to sing that song?
Right.
And I was like, okay, all right, because it's good men for life. Don't sound as good. No, it don't have the same ring to it as Bad Boys for Life. I'll work on that one. That's what I complained that they didn't have a song for the soundtrack. Good men for life. That's what we going with.
Good men to the end.
Hell yeah. Look, we can get Will and Cisco back together again. They ain't did shit since Wild Wild West, so hell yeah, it should. No. No, but maybe they've lost some years to Father Time.
Not really, though.
Maybe
Will Smith still looks pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they've lost a step or two. But the one thing that they still have that nobody can take away from them is they still got that goddamn shot. Now, if you've seen either one of the Bad Boy movies, you know the shot I'm talking about. After a big action set piece, okay, both of them slowly rise up from the bottom of the frame, and in slow motion, the camera circles them, and then this super dynamic, like completely unnecessary, like cum shot for the movie. Like, they do it in both movies. Like, after the chase scene in the first movie where Will's like chasing down a car on foot with his shirt open and shit, and like they finally run into each other, they stand up and they all tired and breathing this shit, and the camera's like going around them in a circle. And I think it's the second one where Marcus finds out his sister's been kidnapped, and he's like on the phone with the dude, and he's like, shit just got real, and the camera's like going around him, and they do the same thing in this trailer, like they're standing up and they're all tired and beat up, and the camera's going in slow motion. I'm like, that is like y'all's signature move. I was like, I just thought that was a Michael Bay thing, but he's not even doing this movie, and they still put it in there. It was like, there's certain things you gotta have in a Bad Boy movie. Mike Lowry's gotta be fly as shit.
Yep.
The captain's got to still be an asshole, and you got to have that slow motion circular shot.
And you got to play Bad Boys.
Yeah, right. Or Good Men for Life. That'll
Whatever.
be, if they make a Bad Boys 4, it'll be called Good Men Till Death. or something to the effect of that.
The only thing that I wish they would have got a little more creative with the title. If they could have had something about 3 in there.
Right, or don't call it For Life, because you're confusing me, because still now, even when I was writing the notes, I put the number 4 for 4, because that's what I assumed it was. I'm like, no, it's not Bad Boys 4, it's Bad Boys 3. It's just called Bad Boys For Life.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they do make a 4th one, it better be called Good Men. That's all I'm
saying. If they could have done some kind of a play on words and had 3 somewhere in the title.
Maybe they could have turned the S into a 3. No, that
Maybe.
wouldn't have made sense.
I don't know.
Bad, no, because then somebody would have thought it said bad buoy or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I think that this is a more of a return to form to the first movie, more so than the second one, because the second one, as you know, I don't care for.
Mhm.
But
It's
this,
okay. We still like you.
This felt like the original one to me, and I was like, okay. I was like, I like this. I'll go with it. And, they have the whole setup where, the cocky Will gets put up with a new team of like younger, new fresh faced cops, and they treat him like the old guy, and someone's trying to kill him, and it's this whole thing. And I was just like,
I would say it kind of shot back to Lethal Weapon 3.
a little bit.
Like
yeah,
when Riggs gets put up with a new partner.
yeah.
And
Yep. Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, ode to the OG of buddy cop movies.
For sure. Well, yeah, Will's Mike Lowry is definitely the Martin Riggs of this fucking Lethal Weapon duo, for sure. Yeah. He's the crazy one. I don't know. I am more excited to see this than I was originally. I still have apprehensions, but I am more pleased with what I saw than what I did the first time.
I'm still excited to see it.
I know. You were giving it much more of a chance than I was, but that's good, though. One of us has to at least be on the positive side.
Right.
I'm always the negative.
What about you, Sexy Lexi? What did you think?
All for it.
All for it?
Mhm.
She's like, I love Bad Boys. She said, I am a Bad Boy fan for life. Never mind.
Nope. The face that she has made.
Yeah, never mind. That was a bit more cringier than what I thought it was going to be.
I want to say
out.
our studio audience got a kick out of that,
It's
but
like,
the face that she made.
It's like, I don't know about that one. But yeah, this is the film that comes out in January 17th, 2020.
Okay.
Hey, that's 6 days after my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, we got Bad Boys in January, and then we got fucking
Sonic on Valentine's Day.
Sonic in February, and Invisible Man in February. So we got a whole 2 month just roller coaster ride of emotions coming. All right, moving on.
Marcus is right. Tight pants and fast cars don't make you Batman. You also need a cape.
I liked the meta-ness. That is not a word. Do not tell me. I know. But I like the meta-ness.
One Giant Leap for Geeks original.
Right. Of this movie. The trailer to this is set up exactly how you think the movie would be by the title. So they're making another movie for Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just called Scoob.
I kind of like how we get, like, all of the other Scooby movies have been the gang as adults,
Sure.
what happens after they're the Mystery Inc.
Sure.
We never see how they come together. Unless you count, like, the pup named Scooby-Doo
And
cartoon.
I totally count that because I was singing a song and that shit before we started recording, and that is like, I will argue the best version of Scooby-Doo. That
I like the pup named Scooby-Doo as well.
that and is it the New Adventures of Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Scooby and Scrappy or whatever. What was that one? Where
The
it was
New Adventures.
Yeah, where it was the two of them together.
Yeah, it was the New Adventures of Scooby-Doo.
Okay, yeah. Well, either way, that and the pup named Scooby-Doo, I
always liked the
think are,
pup
like, the
named
best
Scooby-Doo.
versions
That was
of
really cool.
I mean, the theme song to a pup named Scooby-Doo alone makes it like up here compared to the other ones. I mean, the other ones are, Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, where are you? But a pup named Scooby-Doo was like some shit you play in the club.
Right.
Right, I know. Right, strobe lights. And then the alarm goes off. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's just like Raggy. But it starts off exactly the way that it sounds like the movie's going to be.
Mhm.
It's like a dark retelling of the children's classic, but with murder. And it's like, he starts off and he's like, in a world where that's been destroyed by evil and this, that, and the other. He's like, one man must. And I was like, that's funny because that's what I thought this was going to be. Because when I just saw Scoob, I was like, oh, they finna make this some old dark shit. It's going to be like the Suicide Squad trailer. Like, I started a bark.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't like that. And I thought it was funny that they made fun of that because that was the expectation that I had. They were going to be all like serious and shit. And it's like, these are real monsters now. And I was like,
They already been there, done that.
I was like, I don't want that. When Freddie Prinze Jr. and them did it, I didn't like it, and I don't want y'all to do it either.
No, I didn't care for part 2.
But like you were saying, though, everybody's getting an origin story, especially next year. SpongeBob.
It is the year of origin stories.
Yeah, because the SpongeBob movie, he has a little origin at the with Gary. Scooby-Doo, Sonic. Yep. But with this, I do appreciate that they aren't just doing straight up origin movies where there's like an actual story and they're just kind of flashing back to how they met or how they started. And it's not like the whole movie is them as kids and shit. Because when the trailer got into what the movie was going to be, I was like, oh no, they're going to be kids the whole time. I was like, no. Same thing I thought with SpongeBob movie. I was like, no, he's going to be a kid the whole time. I was like, I don't want to see that.
Right.
And then they show later their adult versions. And I'm like, okay, cool.
We don't want it to be It, Chapter 1.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, don't. But there are several moments in the trailer where they do the opposite reaction to the scene that happens than what I thought would happen.
I like the scene with the cop.
Exact example right here. Okay. So there's the scene where the cop is questioning him about whether it's his dog or not, and instead of him like making up a middle and a last name, I figured Shaggy would say to him, he's a fucking dog. He doesn't have a middle and last name. Like, what are you even asking me right now? Like, what do you want to see? A social security card next, motherfucker? Like, he's like, what's that dog's name? He's like, Scooby. And he's like, middle name? And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's not my brother. I'm like, he's a dog. Like, pets don't usually get middle names. Maybe you'll give them your last name if you're one of those kind of people, but I don't call my dog Parker, my last name. Like, I don't do that. He's just Parker. That's all he is. But yeah, no, I thought that
Daisy doesn't have a last name either, or a middle name. It's just Daisy.
Yeah, like I thought that was a weird reaction because I was like, I figured he'd immediately be like, what are you talking about? Like, he doesn't have a.
I would have been confused.
I just ran. Like, what? Just take the dog and just run. Like, this motherfucker is clearly looking for a reason to shoot my ass.
It was funny though because he's all trying to be a smart ass.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Yeah,
he's like, what's his first name? Scooby. What's his middle name? Doobie. And like Shaggy doesn't even blink.
Yeah, no.
And then the cop's like, what's his last name? And he's like, Do.
Right. Look. I'm surprised Shaggy didn't get his ass arrested. He's like, did you just say Doobie? Get in this car. Little high motherfucker. He's like, no, Scooby found the stash. No, but what's
little
funny
10-year-old smoking some
right,
weed.
I know, is we do discover that Scooby, I always was under the impression that the Scooby snacks were named after Scooby. But Scooby is named after the Scooby Snacks. So that is just a brand, apparently, is Scooby Snacks. And he just stole that name. And he was like, all right, whatever.
We've all been lied to.
I know, for years. I know. But there's another moment in the trailer, too, that they had the opposite reaction of what I thought that they were going to do. When they first meet Velma and Freddy and the rest of the gang.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I'm Shaggy. He's like, and this is Scooby-Doo. And then he's like, nice to meet you and all that shit. And immediately I thought them kids were going to be like, holy shit, like your dog is talking. Nothing. Like, no one's surprised.
There's a fan theory about why.
They're all high.
No, just Shaggy's high. So
and he thinks that
Scooby talks to him, and so when he introduces him to people, and we hear as an audience, we hear him say, Scooby Doo and whatever else he says. They're just hearing barking.
If the pup named Scooby Doo didn't exist, I would say that that's a valid theory. But they straight up talk to him in that show, so
I talked to Daisy.
Work. I know, but like they hold a conversation back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they understand each other. I know, I get it, but if they're just saying that...
crazy person.
Right, but if only Scooby can understand him, then they can't just be like, oh yeah, what'd you do today, Scoob? It's like, they can be like, where's Shaggy at, Scooby? And they could have that kind of interaction, I guess. But they can't just
I
be
guess.
That's a Melissa.
Yeah.
Oops.
I don't know. I can read what Daisy wants.
I know.
I guess.
But
I don't see it as something that's weird. So, like,
Crazy.
in my mind,
I talk to my dog too.
I want to say, in my mind, if
Crazy people.
Yeah, it's true.
if there's like a group of people and Daisy starts barking, hey, you know, they're all trying to figure it out, and I'm like, no, she doesn't want food, she doesn't want a treat, she wants to go outside. You know, like, I just know. So I guess that was
You
always
just
my
know.
thought.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree.
I'm leading way too far into this fan theory.
Hey,
I
it's
think
cool.
so.
But
It's okay.
I did appreciate the fact that it does look like it is gonna be some kind of, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing with Scooby-Doo is there was always like this elaborate like real estate scam. Like every episode was Old Man Jenkins is trying to steal the old, you know, Wayne Manor or some shit, or you know, he's trying to
The
get
haunted
people out of the
amusement
museum or
park.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he can sell it, or you know, it was always some real estate. I was like, is every villain in this like Lex Luthor from like the Christopher Reeve Superman? It's like, and I'm gonna take over the world so I can sell real estate. Like,
I think it was just because Scooby was made in like the 60s.
sure, and I guess that's the only
Well,
corporate
yeah,
villain they
in
knew
the,
was just real
in the
estate
60s,
scam artists.
that's what they
Real
had,
estate
was
scam
they had a
artists.
lot of people who were trying for corporate greed and trying.
guess so.
So, I mean, since it's built from that,
Mhm.
I think that's kind of where we just keep it.
I guess.
Because, I mean, if you look at the Scooby-Doo movies that don't include real estate scams, they're not quite as good. So, I mean, I don't know. Going on a limb here.
No, that's a fair point. But I in this one, I'm curious how they're going to explain how Old Man Jenkins made a fake spaceship and aliens, because we see the motherfuckers get like pulled up into a spaceship.
I would say that was...
And there's little like aliens and shit in like a bowling alley, and I'm like, so that's all fake? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be impressed by the end of this episode. They gonna pull the mask off, and it's gonna be like Ultron under there, some shit. Like, oh, okay, that's how he did all this.
I thought it was funny when they got sucked up into the spaceship, and he's like, blue lighting, ultra sleek design. You know where we are, Scoob? And Scoob's like, yes, we're at IKEA. And Shaggy's like, we're in the Millennium Falcon. Wait, what?
Right.
He's
He's like,
IKEA.
right.
No.
He's like, nope. Said Millennium Falcon, exactly
Just
like you did.
Yeah.
Right now, he calls
Maltese
it a Falcon
Falcon.
Fury or some shit. It's
Yeah,
some made up
I
shit
think
in
it's
the
like
movie.
Falcon Fury.
Yeah, but
Something
either
like
way, it's the fucking Millennium
that.
Falcon.
He was like, I didn't say IKEA.
I think he said
what?
Maltese Falcon. Or
right,
Maltese
or
Falcon.
something like that.
Something
yeah.
on.
Something with the Falcon.
Yeah,
It was funnier
but-
when they said it, okay?
Right, it was like, please don't sue us.
Yeah, we can't interact. We can't
Please,
reenact it.
please don't say it too loud. The
Yeah,
mouse will
yeah.
hear you.
Warner Brothers walking a thin line right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they said, let
Come
somebody,
and get me, mouse.
They said, let somebody come out with a lightsaber. I dare you. I'm suing this whole production. This movie will never see the light of day.
You're right.
Yeah, but I mean, it does look fun. I mean, I love Scooby-Doo. I like the more recent stuff, cartoon-wise.
Sure.
The movies, I didn't care for any of the live-action movies at all.
I liked the first one. I didn't care for the second one.
I didn't like them at all. Jinkies. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it comes out May 15th next year, so
Hop on that.
we got 2 May movies and 3 movies between January and February that I am varying degrees of interested in, but would see all of them. Dying to see, not
Nah.
necessarily, but I would see.
I would see all of them except for SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I
Hater,
don't know.
man. Hater.
I'm sorry.
I'm not dying to see
You're not
Bad
sorry.
Boys.
I can hear these.
I'm not sorry, but
I'm not dying to
said
see
it,
Bad
so.
Boys, but I am excited to see Bad Boys.
Sure.
As far as the other 3, 4, I'd watch them.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, that is it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Make sure to show us some love. So take your little phalanges and go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, rate, follow, give us a review, and all that shit.
For those of you that don't know, it means fingers. Go look it up. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, or you just want to say hi, you can always email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can also find us as a show on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. Myself, I am on Twitter at FroggyBeaver. And the show is on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. All you have to do is search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. We'd like to thank our studio audience for joining us tonight. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye!